podcast with no limits. Whether it be sports, current events, or random thoughts, this is the place to step in and stay a while. Your host is a proud alumnus of Rio Hondo Prep, a former minor league baseball umpire, and a man with strong opinions. Welcome to the Get Home Safe podcast and your host, Matt Ursama.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Get Home Safe. It's a Friday edition of the podcast. We're actually recording Thursday night. I'm not by myself usually I am by myself usually for the intro. Currently, I'm sitting next to a beautiful, beautiful young woman. For those not watching on YouTube, I'm with my lovely girlfriend, Valerie Byrnes, who hasn't been on this podcast since January 1st of this year as we rang in the new year. And so it's been almost 8 months. I thought we'd bring her back on. Valerie, good to see you. You look well.
Oh, well, thank you. So do you.
Ah, see that, fellas? All right. All right.
Feels like it's warm in here.
I do. It is a little warm. We got lights. See, Valerie's new to show business. She's never performed before in front of anybody or anything. Never done anything like that. I was like, hey, there's lights involved now when we're on camera, and it is what it is. So, Valerie, thanks for doing this. I wanted originally to have you on once every few months to prove that I do, in fact, have a girlfriend mainly. But you and I kind of hit a significant moment here this week. Some big news for us also, which we'll share with you guys. But we just hit a mark for us that is, we've been together 5 years. There's no other way to say it. We've been together 5 years. We've tolerated each other 5 years. So
I don't know how.
How you okay? it is odd.
It went by really quick. I feel like
I'll take that.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. That's a good thing.
That's good. That is good. Absolutely. Yeah. 5 years together. It's hard to believe, but time has flown. I agree. I mean, I felt like it was just our first date on a Tuesday afternoon over in Rancho Cucamonga when I was nervous as could be.
I was late as usual.
Some things never change.
That's
but
not fair. I had just moved. In my defense, I had just moved, and I didn't realize how much further away it was because I did not pay attention. I guess.
Yes. Well, hey, I was sitting there pacing outside the restaurant. Wasn't sure if she was going to come or not, but she did.
Not even true. I totally texted you to let you know. And I even told you I was embarrassed.
Well, it was a good first date. And here we are 5 years later that wasn't our first date anniversary, but us officially getting together. So big milestone for us. And I know what a lot of people are thinking out there. I get the push. You get the push for us to take next steps. And we're getting there. I'll say that. We're getting there slowly but surely.
How about everyone just mind their own beeswax? Like, do we honestly need to be told?
I love this woman. I love this woman.
Step is this?
Yes.
We'll take it when
well, we are taking a minor, not a minor. This is a big step. So 2 years ago, I should backtrack. 4 years ago, I moved in with my roommate, Mike Jarbo. We moved into an apartment. You and I had just got together. I was living with Bill Barnes before that, as you are aware, and grateful to Bill for everything. But anyway, moved in with Mike. It was a good time. 2 years. We were looking for something better. He had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend. We're like, why don't we look to a big house out in a place called Eastvale? And we found this spot 2.5 years ago. I can't believe it's been 2.5 years. We all moved in together, and that was step one. That was a big step. And I mean, what were your initial thoughts of us doing that 2.5 years ago? And then now here we are 2.5 years later.
Oh gosh. Well, when we first moved in, I don't know when or if we're ever going to live in a house this big again, which fine, whatever, but, I remember telling people that we were moving in with another couple, and they're like, "Is it their house?" And I'm like, "No." And then they were like, "Okay, that could work."
Yeah.
It was like, no, it's not like they don't own the house. It wasn't theirs first. And I totally understood that reaction. And I almost like had some second thoughts about it initially, and then it's worked out well, luckily.
I agree.
But no, I've enjoyed living here, and it was cool taking that step with you finally. Again, it was. Can't call it a half step. It wasn't a full step of us
Officially moving in. We joined. It was a group movement.
Yeah, and that was fine. It's been fine. It's been great. Like parties and get-togethers that we've thrown here, and just the way everything has worked out. I mean, sorry, I know.
Oh, strike one. No,
No,
yeah, just kidding.
now
Go
put a disclaimer on there,
ahead.
so I say something really bad. Which anyway, what was it? Oh gosh, and I completely
just no. I do want to talk about eventually all the great memories we have had here, because it has been great. It's been, me and you, we've had friends come over, our roommates, Mike and Lauren. It's been a great time with them, but good things come to an end. Well, not all good things.
Well, actually, we've had a proposal here.
Oh, that's right. We had a
Jen and Farron.
Stop. I hear you guys out there right now laughing and saying, well, no, Jan and Farron, we had a gender reveal for their latest.
Well, we let them throw the party here.
Yeah. We didn't do it for him. No. What? We are not. As a matter of fact, I was sitting in the other room watching football with a guy a buddy who just hit me up. Hey, what are you doing tonight? I said, well, we're hosting a gender reveal at the house. We're not doing anything here. I'm sitting in the room watching football, but you can come by. And so we did. But yeah, then Jan proposed to Farron.
You kind of missed a bit of it.
I've seen the video, but I've never seen Val.
It's
well,
okay.
I shouldn't say I've never seen Val so mad at me, because there's been a few other times. But yeah, you were rightfully upset at me for that.
The alcohol is involved. I'm not mad, but and for you too.
I missed. Yeah, I may have missed Jan. I'm like, well, he was under our roof when he did it. Good for him. I knew she was gonna say yes. Anyway,
for sure. Yeah.
So
They have a beautiful little girl now.
Yeah. Well, let's get straight to the point. It's been 2.5 years here. Valerie and I have found, after many months of looking, and it's time for us to be on our own. We found a place. It wasn't exactly what we're looking for, but you know what? Nothing ever really is.
Right.
And we're very happy. We've already put a few things in it. We did some shopping today for a few items. That adds up quickly. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, it does.
But overall, we're happy. It's going to be her and I, and a big step for us, just having the two of us in a much smaller place. We already had to kind of do some measurements and be like, can we get everything in here?
Oh man, like trying to figure out where to put a table, or like for a dining table. Are we opening that now?
Let's do it. Let's do that. Sorry, dining table can wait. We'll get to that.
Oh yes.
But no, we want to pressure. I should have opened this beforehand, but we're gonna relax.
I'm sorry, you're gonna hit me in the eye.
I'm not gonna hit you in the eye. 5 years of this.
They've literally popped off.
It was screwed on still. It wasn't off yet. It's not even close to off.
You don't trust me.
You don't trust. You think I want to spill any of this or hit you either?
I've had it happen to me. God, that's some
pressure. Yeah, very pressure. The big bad. No. This is my break. Anyway, we're gonna a little champagne here to celebrate our not only 5 years together, which is a big step. Yeah. And then also we have a little moving out celebration here. That's another reason I wanted Valerie to be on at this around this time.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Nice job.
Wow. And fellas, I got myself a good woman here. We had just got done with the what were we buying? We bought so many things today. We bought a fridge. We bought a kitchen table thing or whatever.
We bought a table set.
Oh yeah, that whatever.
Pretty cool.
It is cool looking. I'll give you that.
The industrial look, and that's exactly what.
Yes. So we were driving. I was like, we need some champagne for the podcast because we're gonna. And I go, hey, there's a Bevmo. I pull in there, I drop her off, and I park, and she went in, and I look out my window. I had to do something on my phone or something. And I look and I see you, not with one, but 2 bottles. I was like, that's my girl right there. Look at you.
Bevmo Club, baby. 5 cents for the second bottle.
Cheers. We're partaking in a Charles Ninot Blanc de Blanc. Help me out here.
You want me to do it? All right. I'm going to sound so snooty.
That's
Charles
good.
Ninot Blanc de Blanc.
Oh boy. Tastes a little like.
I probably butchered that. It's high school French.
Tastes like Martinelli's to me. A little sweet.
Is it?
Maybe I'm just.
We didn't even cheers.
We did. We cheersed and then we stopped and then we looked at the bottle. Wait a minute. We're drinking France wine. Well, I guess if France can beat American basketball, they can make a pretty good wine. Okay, whatever.
Why are you knocking on France? Just because they're city doesn't mean they're not people too.
I will be nice. I will be nice. Let's see.
That's actually pretty good. And
pretty good.
It's sweeter than I thought it'd be.
Right?
Said brute.
But then again, so am I. Right?
No, you just about as sweet as I thought.
Oh no, I was shy. I was super shy.
Oh, let's keep
Still are. You want to keep this?
Yeah, let's keep the cork.
C. Does that mean anything?
Probably the brand.
Covina, we're removing.
Oh my god.
Oh, what are the chances?
You love naming everything.
I love drawing connections.
It's got a shooting star.
Oh my goodness.
Make a wish. so that was very cheesy.
You know, I have a few loyal listeners who are probably throwing up in their cars right now, Friday morning while they're listening to this. I hope. Well, yeah, that's one of the many reasons I love you. But no, it's honestly, this is the 5 years has been great. It is really good. We might have to.
We should talk about this a bit more. That's a really good one.
Test some check. This bottle may not live long. We'll say that.
It's a 20. I mean, not to like.
Oh, geez.
Say one way to go. It's like a $20 bottle.
You sound like my brother Sam, who always has to list the price of something he purchases.
With wine, it's important. You want to know why it's important? Okay. This one guy told me that it's really, really not a good thing to get into wine because you just end up spending more and more as you age because your palate develops and your taste changes. And now I see why, though. I mean, I used to buy $5 bottles.
You were in college or whatever. You know, everyone does.
2 years ago.
We were on a budget. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god, that's pretty good though.
I never drink champagne, so this is unless it's a wedding or a
that's why
championship.
Everyone does like it to some extent because you have to recognize that it's what you drink
Mm-hmm.
as a celebration.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
when the Rams win the Super Bowl, in 50 years, whenever that is, I'm going to buy the most expensive bottle of champagne ever.
Hey, they came so close a few years back.
So close. I should hang a banner that says "so close," right? That would be great.
Exclamation point.
Almost champions. Champions in our hearts. Some of you will get that. You sports fans who have been following current events in the Olympics. But yeah. Anyway, yes, cheers indeed. No, your palate does change. Like I
wouldn't have liked this like 5 years
ago. You typically like much sweeter drinks and wines.
No, so I mean, we've talked about this. Like, obviously, we're all getting older. There's certain things that like give me crazy heartburn now out of nowhere. No, actually, it literally started like right before the pandemic.
She keeps telling me that. Why do I have heartburn? I go, because you're in your mid-30s.
Came out of nowhere. I'm 35 in September. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even freaking 40. This is ridiculous. And now I'm getting heartburn from stuff that I never once got heartburn from.
Get used to it.
What the heck?
You look taller than me in this video. Are you wearing boots? We usually wear boots.
Oh, that's okay.
And I say she likes wearing boots, and that means I have to wear. That would explain that. There you go. And now you can elevate. See?
Stand by everybody.
Stand by. I'll tell a story. No. No, but typically Val wears boots and we're about the same height. And so when she wears boots, she ends up taller than me. So I have to.
We have to coordinate.
I have to wear
shoes.
The only tall shoes I have, which are my cowboy boots, which I love, but it's just like I always have to wear them.
Well, and I have heels and stuff that are like way higher. But even when I'm get into better shape and I can actually wear those without falling down, I won't wear them. I won't do that to you. That's kind of mean.
It is a little mean.
I'll do it when I'm like hanging out with my girlfriends and stuff. But
there you go. I do need some more cowboy boots though. I like my boots. I need some black or like faded gray ones or something that go.
Oh yeah.
Because I have that brown. You got to mix it up. If you're a man and you don't have a pair of cowboy boots, I question your I don't know, your wardrobe. You got to have a pair, even if you don't wear them that often. I think it's something that every young man should have.
I feel like anytime, cowboy boots, whatever. Anytime you put on a pair of those boots, you understand why like actual cowboys walk around with such a swagger. It's like you feel like you can take the crap out of anybody when you wear those things.
That's true. Even me. Even it gives me confidence.
I walk so different. Like so differently when I wear those. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Yeah, I definitely feel more attractive in him, and then I like seriously like don't mess with me at the same time.
I even rocked it, and I didn't think I could do this, fellas, but Valerie, this was actually Valerie approved. She encouraged me. Actually, I wore them at a wedding recently.
Oh yeah.
We attended a wedding, and she was looking at me, giving me the good. Oh man, I was like, okay, hey, I got two pair. I got two shoes here.
I drink champagne all day.
Mm.
You don't know.
Well, I knew there was something.
No, he looked great.
Ooh. Cowboy boots at a wedding.
Yeah.
It worked.
We were in Tennessee. Let's just tell them. Like,
yeah.
It seemed appropriate. And you were definitely one of the better dressed people there.
Did you guys hear that? Did you? I didn't even. She's done. I mean, half a glass, and she said that. How about that? Although, yeah, it wasn't Nashville. It was It was well outside of Nashville. Oh, but excuse me. It was beautiful, actually, out there. That place was. It was awesome out there. But cool little venue, and we had a good time. And I taught Val a little trick, guys. So Val was a bridesmaid. So after the ceremony, they did pictures and everything, and I was kind of off by myself. That's when the open bar started and the hors d'oeuvres. I had nowhere else to go, so went over there, and everyone starts kind of pairing up and sitting at tables, and it was unassigned. There was no assigned seating, which was new for someone like myself and many Care Youth League Real Hondo weddings. I mean, there's very specific details.
Well, you're also a very experienced wedding goer.
That I am. Yes. So I was like, well, let's see here. Do the math here. I ended up at the table with the minister and his wife and was chatting with them. And it was a fun conversation. They were great talking to couples and everything. And we learned a thing or two, which was cool. But at every table, they put a giant bottle of wine, sparkling wine for the table.
Toast.
Yeah.
Oh, did they do it? They did toast, right? God, that wedding flew by.
It was a blur.
I was in the wedding party and I was just like, oh my gosh, okay, help. And then it was over.
so yeah, after
I didn't even know.
after a few swigs of the table wine or whatever it was, I think you were like, man, no one else drank this. And I was like, why do you think I sat by the pastor and his wife? Come on, guys. I mean, there's only I wanted to learn a thing or two, but at the same time, you got to do the math sometimes.
It's actually, even if that wasn't the reason you sat by him, if you just sat by the minister or person, whatever he was, like, anyway, if you just ended up doing that just on your own, I would have completely not even questioned it. Like, yeah, of course I did that.
It wasn't I say that I joked about that, but yeah, it was cool sitting and chatting, and even the reverend, the pastor, whatever he was just like, after all the dancing was going on. I don't dance very well, but Val loves it, and she got me out there, and I think his parting shot to me, this guy had just done a great, beautiful ceremony talking about God and life and everything, and he's just like, Matt, I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to learn to have to step up your dancing game with Valerie because she's got you beat. I'm like, that's your parting shot to me? Thanks a lot, Reverend.
Put on a song I like and just all my ambitions. Well, to be fair, a bottle is about 4 times the amount of this.
Yeah.
And no one else at the table was drinking it. So
a great time. Congrats to Shay and Jared if you're listening. That was a blast and a quick turnaround.
It was a very fun wedding.
Very fun. And you know what's fun about as you get older, and I've heard this from friends and former coaches and things too, is going to weddings, especially a destination wedding, if only for a weekend or a couple of days. Like we went to one up in the Bay Area. We went to one in Nashville. It's fun.
It's so fun. We went to one in Arizona too. Remember?
Arizona? Yeah. In the Phoenix area. Just fun, quick little trip. And
just good to get away.
Yeah.
You can see something new.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to change the topic. Well, I am a little bit.
Go right ahead.
Cheers, you're right.
Oh, cheers again?
Yeah.
All right.
Always.
I don't know what for, but sure. All right. Still.
I don't mean to drastically change the subject, but you mentioned open bar earlier. What kind of animal does a cash bar at a wedding?
Was it a cash bar? No, it was.
No. I'm just.
You're just saying?
It just came to my mind when you said open bar, and I'm like, what? Who would not have an open bar at their wedding?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I
understand if you want a dry wedding because it's your thing. And,
absolutely. Been a lot of Care Youth weddings. A lot of my listeners say that, it's just
you don't drink.
No drinkers. Hey,
people getting crazy. I understand.
By all means, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. But if you do like to partake and you want your guests a little lively, and you're gonna cash bar, come on, when you sign that invitation, that's something I don't see all the time. Maybe I'm just new to the whole wedding invitations thing. It's always like, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so request your attendeth on this day in the lovely month of July. And it's like, okay, steak or chicken, blah, blah, blah. Nowhere on there. Nowhere on there does it talk about the bar status. I would like that to be on there.
Because no one would come.
In big, bright, well, no, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying, what I'm saying is specify, say, hey guys, big bold letters. Hope to see you, open bar. Or, hey, it won't be an open bar. And therefore, yeah, you're right. Your attendance might show.
Yeah, for sure the attendance would be lower. However, if it's a cash bar, you better make it so that it's like $2 drinks. I kid you not. Like it better be a thing where it's like, hey, listen, we were able to pay for, like, I get not everyone has money. Like, I don't even know what you and I are gonna end up doing. You're probably gonna end up having to like clear the stock of Jack Daniels out of Bevmo. And I've mentioned Bevmo a couple times. I hope they sponsor this video.
Yeah. Costco.
Yeah,
there will be
Costco. I guarantee we would probably save money if we did.
Oh no, absolutely.
Private bartender.
That's the plan.
But how do you not? I understand. Like, okay, $1 a drink now. Like after the first 2 hours. Okay, now it's $1 a drink. You know, I don't know.
Our friend Jordan Ross did that to us. He told us, he told the wedding party that, hey guys, it's only an open bar for like an hour after the ceremony. So we were all in there getting 2 at a time, blah, blah, blah. And then an hour in, he's like, guys, I was just kidding. It's an open bar all night. Meanwhile, the wedding party was doing 3 drinks at a time. Like,
you guys
and then we just kept going. But that was a good time. Thanks, Jordan. Thank you again, Jordan. Appreciate it. But yeah, now, so you're saying cash bar, meaning any charge you're against, or is it just cash? Because like swiping the card.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like just like have an open bar at your wedding. If you're really strapped for, like you're having a hard time paying for it, something like.
To be honest,
no, scrap that.
To be honest, guys, that's honestly what I'm saving up for. I mean, if we're honest, there's other expenses. Okay. That's what I'm saving up for.
Yeah, you're right. That's the prime expense.
I won't say prime. It's one of the big expenses that
the venue, I think, and the catering is probably
because when that day comes for us, let's be honest, it's going to be yeah. We were waiting for this. What's the deal with the bar? People aren't going to care. They'll be like, okay, cool, yeah, woohoo, good for you guys.
Ourselves. I mean, seriously.
Oh, of course we are.
Like, I mean, just every time we're at Costco, over the course of however long it takes us to plan, just grab another bottle.
Burn that card. Burn it.
Touch it. Touch it. It's for them.
It'd be a big corner.
This is not an announcement.
No, it's not.
By the way, either.
But we've talked. We're open. We've conversations about these things. We want you guys to kind of take you guys inside the life of Matt and Val. And I look around this room, and I see boxes and boxes, and the walls are empty now, and we still got some things up.
Why'd the walls make me sad? It wasn't packing up the stuff. It was taking the stuff off the walls that made me sad. Like, I'm literally sad right now.
Oh, well, that's why we try to cheer up.
We actually have these like idea dry erase white roller paper, whatever that's called. And when we take these down, I'm really gonna be sad.
It's a dry erase board that you can like put on the wall.
It's like a paper roll, and it sticks to the wall. And we have 2. He has one, I have one, and so
that's where I try to put a schedule of guests. I try to put some motivational things.
Pretty sure there's no way to like reinstall it. The other place will just have to order another roll.
Make a new one.
Do it all over again.
That was great.
It's gonna make
you know me. I love whiteboards. We have one for notes for, hey, what do we need at the store? All that kind of stuff.
We're probably gonna end up getting like 2 or 3 rolls. Just
we got it. You know what? Oh man, no. Well, I want to talk about a few things. First, I want to talk about our new place. How it's. Oh, thank you. She knows. How you kind of. It's kind of like dating almost, where
what is
it. Huh? I didn't agree to this.
So focused on the champagne.
Yeah. You kind of know what you're looking for. And I'm not saying you settle on something.
Oh, you mean the new place?
Yeah, like the new place, like you're looking. We had these ideas. We were trying to look for a place since January, basically.
Oh, actually, I would say since December, but the holidays were going on. That was when we made the decision. But yeah, it's been going on a long time. There were some places, because there's the apps, and then there was your buddy who was trying to help us find something too. And there were places where we didn't even have a chance to go see them.
So frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is having this issue if they're trying to move. I'm assuming a lot of these are arising because of the pandemic, a lot of these problems. There were places that we didn't even have a chance to like contact the property management about going to see it. There were times where we made appointments to go see it, and then like next day, before we even had a chance to go out there, it was taken. And then there were people who wanted us to put in applications before we even saw the place, and we were just like, "Get out of town!
Yeah,
Like, there's no way
sorry.
we're doing that." And yeah, I was like, "You're ding on your credit for not seeing it. What if it's freaking terrible?"
Oh my! Like a blind date is one thing. To not see even a picture of the person that you're going to go on a date with, but you can't do that with an apartment. That's not a hey, I gotta go. That's a 1-year lease.
No, there was this one place up in Rancho that we would have loved. That the whole complex was beautiful. It was close to the mountains, and we talked to the property manager who was on site, luckily, and she told us, you know, the parameters, whatever. And then she was like, "No, it is sight unseen, even before the pandemic." And we were like, "Whoa. Yeah. How are you even renting these places out? I know it looks gorgeous on the outside, but you don't know if anyone is completely tore up the inside. You don't know."
No, not at all. That was so frustrating.
It was just crazy. This whole thing has been nuts. I'm so glad we finally found a place. It's decent. It's in a really, really decent area.
What's funny, and I'm a very sentimental guy, and it's not like I planned this, but sometimes stuff like this just happens, and you just like, you know what? Who's up there with a sense of humor or whatever, you know? It's just like we found a spot very close to where my parents, Dave and Diane, was their first apartment, like a few blocks away. And might have been on the street we're on too. So stuff like that just happens sometimes, and you just go, wow, that's so crazy. But I'm happy with where we're at. We got some work to do. It definitely needs some tender love and care.
They did put in new floors, which is huge. That is such a big deal. They put in a lot of new stuff. The thing that cracks me up about like new places, and you ask them about painting the walls and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you got to put it back. And I'm like, if I painted the wall, for some places you look at it like, if I painted the walls, it would up the value of this place. Why won't you let me paint the walls? Like, I'm not going to paint some outrageous color. It's going to be neutral, but still, it's like, dude, if I paint your walls, come on. I see what they look like. I know it. Anyway.
Not to say, you look like Blanca Nieves on camera here. I'm super red, and Val.
These lights are incredibly bright.
Val was always called Blanca Nieves, which means
this place I worked at, Spoggy's, one of the cooks. He always called me that. It means Snow White, because I would have my hair up, and I don't know. Yeah. I was also a little thinner.
And very, very white. Let's say.
Very, yeah. Like, even if I get sun, it's just, it goes away.
It peels off. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to take some time. It's not what this place was for us, but it's a new start. It's a new beginning. It's a continuation of what we've had going the past 5 years. And it's just you and I. Like, we have to depend on each other. We got to be there for each other. And I know we're going to do that. We're close to a lot of restaurants and bars. We're close to a train station, so we can get to Upland and other places like that to see our friends. I mean, it's funny.
I'm excited about that, actually.
It's funny how but again, we wanted something specific. We wanted, we settled for a few things. We settled for not having a washer dryer. We settled for not having a fridge that we had to buy. A garbage disposal, weird things, central air instead of wall mount.
What he's trying to say is we're moving into a place that's kind of old. It doesn't have the standard hookups that you would find in a place that was built in like 2000. God, okay. Let me talk about that for 1 second. 2000 was 21 years ago.
Yes.
I still, to this day, can't get over that.
What
was the 20 freaking years ago? Like, no.
What was the crisis at that time? Not 401k.
M2K? Was it
Y2K? Y2K. M2K, 401k, one of those.
Y2K. Oh, I lost
Y2K. Everything. The world's gonna get 2000.
What
yeah.
was that about? Well, it was like the end of like the Aztec calendar.
So
ridiculous nonsense.
So I was. It's 99.
Lost it.
The fall of 99. I was a freshman, and I remember
fall of 99.
Fall of 99. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because it's see 2000. Yeah. So I was like 2000s coming. And I was like, man, if the world, this is stupid. If the world ends, I'm going to experience high school and varsity football and all these things. And I was just like, don't let the world end. I'm just getting started. Like that was my like thought process in 2000.
The priorities of a teenager, hilarious.
Well, you were a teenager.
Varsity football.
Oh, what would you have been? Oh, I don't get to wave a drum major stick or whatever at Upland High School. Play the bagpipes.
I actually thought I would become a drum major when I was a freshman, but no.
And you did.
I did.
You did. That's right.
I don't know why I wanted to at that age. That was a lot of responsibility to take on. But anyway, yeah, that really wasn't my first priority when I heard people talking about Y2K. I was really thinking about my family, but
I was 14 years old, whatever it was, 15. Like, you don't care about your family at that time.
I did become a little bit of a jerk after that.
Oh, do tell.
No. No.
But it's just funny. I think we told the story before, but like, I think I graduated and I used to go to football games all the time. We were at a random game together at Citrus years ago. I showed up. You were at Upland still playing in the band, and I went to a Chino versus Upland game.
My freshman year.
Final.
At the very end of the year 2000. The marching
2000
band was done with. We were done with our season, and the football team would not stop winning.
Selfish, just selfish.
Asses.
You're the worst.
I know that's literally one of the nicer things I've said.
You're the only student of a high school who was like mad that their school was winning games.
No, I wasn't. The whole band was mad.
Oh, the band.
the whole band was mad.
Another game?
It was such a weird year. I don't want to get into it because it's a long story. But it was a weird year. We had changed band directors, and everyone had mixed feelings about it who had been there before. All the freshmen were like, why is this such a big deal? And anyway, so all the returning members. So when we ended that season, that year, everyone was just like, oh, thank God, nothing went wrong. It was weird.
Another game.
And then we had to dress up one more freaking time in those uniforms because of the damn football team. We were like upset. Why? I don't know why we were so upset.
CIF championship, no big deal. Just,
I was such a band nerd. I didn't care. I loved that we were all together again.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was such a dork. So
band camp.
Yeah, I actually went to that. We've talked about this, but no, it's not even close.
It's not the same as the movie. No. Okay.
Say, we don't go to
Hey, let's talk football.
It's at the school. We're only there. We're there 8 hours, and then we go home. That's every day for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a little rough. It was rough. It was in the summer. It was in August.
Ooh, that is rough.
We got really off track.
So the football team wins the championship. They beat Chino at Citrus College. It was a game in my backyard, so I went over there and
really mad I was there.
She was mad, and then years later, 21 years later, here I am with some random girl who was at that game.
Oh,
I looked upon the stars. I knew she would be there, whoever she was.
I was such an idiot back then too.
One day,
I literally thought the same exact thing.
Someone in this stadium will be my girlfriend.
I didn't think it like that. I just thought he could be here.
And he was.
Oh God, I regret that instantly.
And he was. Yeah. You could be my density. I know, destiny. That's what
okay.
Remember when Marty McFly says it in the.
I've seen it once.
It's not Marty, it's his dad.
You made me watch it.
I did. How do you not? That's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I didn't have cable growing up. We've been over
I didn't
this.
argue about cable. Back to the Future is an incredible movie. It's timeless.
I blame my parents every single time a movie like that came on where there was any kind of sci-fi involved or whatever. Oh, it's so stupid.
It's hilarious.
Turn that off.
Time travel. Because I love that concept of it was his dad, George. He goes, you could be you're my density instead of my. It's like I could totally relate to that. But I love movies where you can show that, like, just think, you said 2000 was 21 years ago. Think about 21 years ago and today, how different that was. And then go into like our parents' younger years. And it's a weird thought. So when those worlds cross over, it's hilarious. So they get like, who's John F. Kennedy Drive? He's like, who's John F. Kennedy? Like, stuff like that is just hilarious to me.
I hate hearing about kids that don't know about the Civil War.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Kill me. And they're in high school. It's like, you should be learning about this already. I don't know.
I'm not so sure.
I know. I learned it in junior high. We did like almost a whole year on it.
Mm-hmm. We had a huge project at the end. That was one of our big projects.
Newspaper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, that was a really cool project. I hated it at the time, but looking back, I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Education. I mean, history, especially, man, I don't know, these days. Yeah. I find it funny and I also hate it when I think it was like Jay Leno, but other people have done it. They do like, they'll walk on the street and they'll be like, hey, who'd the US fight in World War II? Or, hey,
I cannot watch that shit.
Oh my, you're the worst.
Too late.
Now here's what's funny. I'll be honest, I'm a pretty foul-mouthed guy, but like, I know how to turn it off.
It's my second glass.
I'm not talking about glass. I'm talking about I'm blaming it on 270 podcasts I've done. I've probably sworn once or twice on there.
I don't think I've sworn in my podcast at all, except for I've let guests swear. I haven't sworn on mine.
I think I swore on yours.
Sure. You did swear on mine.
Yeah. Well,
it was
I was quoting a coach though. What a coach had told me.
Whatever.
And
wanted to do it.
Either way, well, maybe I was so suppressed on mine that I wanted to let it out. No, I first of all, I let Bill do whatever he says, whatever, and I try to keep it clean, Bill. That's all I'm saying.
Bill, like, for everyone listening, I can't listen to Matt and Bill.
However, we did have a good.
It's like, shut up, dude! Like, you're so mean.
She can't.
You hear me, Bill?
I don't blame her.
Sunday, you're not nice at all.
You are. You know what story I told recently was the Nice Boys story.
Oh,
we told that story. And we told Val that soon after it happened. She goes, "Your ex-wife said what? She called you and Mike and Joe nice boys,
especially Joe.
That
boy hasn't been nice for 20 years. As soon as he got that face, I was like, no.
Oh,
he hasn't been nice for a long time.
Joe was a stud, man. Joe was a stud and really was a nice guy to the ladies. I miss him. indeed. I think he's doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while, but yeah, Bill's ex-wife. Bill, don't you introduce those guys to that next door. Next door. Those are good boys. They don't need to hang out with her. And Bill's face to this day was the funniest thing I've ever seen. His jaw was on the ground. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely? And then you echoed his statement. She goes, is she nuts?
Who says that about? Okay, I'm sorry.
3 guys in their 20s.
Hit like 12 or 13. Who looks at a kid, at a boy who's 13 years and older until he becomes a man and thinks, that looks like a nice, innocent person.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Nothing.
Having no idea. No, you should. You should say plenty of bad about men because the thoughts that go in our minds and the everything. Oh man.
Wasn't there there was some study done where you guys think about it every 20 seconds or something, if not more. Like it just boom, it's in your brain. Boom, 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 all the time. What'd you say? Oh, yeah. It's about
18.5 seconds, something like that. But yeah. It's for a woman who is in her 50s or whatever to tell her husband at the time, Bill, that those late 20s guys those are good boys. Like,
didn't she have a son? Doesn't she have a son?
She did. I think she was in denial probably about what young men.
That I don't understand.
How young men are.
That I don't understand at all. You can't be like, oh, he's still my baby boy, really. Do you want me to get graphic?
No.
Like,
but
clean his room, lady. You've cleaned his room.
That's true. But you've I'm sure dated some nice boys over the years. I mean, here's what I find funny. Help me out here. Most of the time from young ladies, you hear the constant, you know what? I'm just looking for a nice guy. Why do women say that when it's not usually the case?
That's not it.
Maybe after a few.
Maybe not that many guys are as nice as they think they are.
I agree.
Let's just roll that out.
I agree.
That's okay. Just for heck's sake, like I wanted to say something worse than that. Just for the sake of it, let's just say 50% of the nice guys aren't as nice as they think they are.
Okay. So 50%.
So that reduces
Mhm.
your pool
Of nice. Yeah.
down to like 25% of the people present.
So then the theory is,
It's a theory.
since
Okay.
those are the numbers, you might as well not even try for the nice guys and just go after some jerks.
No, people have to learn their lessons, and some people do that. Like they finally find the nice guy, and I did find a couple nice people, but didn't know that they weren't nice until later. No, for real.
It takes time.
Well, what do you do when you first start dating?
You're on your best behavior.
Best foot forward.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And then 2 or 3 months later, you can't keep that up anymore if you're a dirtbag on the inside.
True.
Men and women, this is
Same. Yeah.
just
Men and
like
women.
men
Exactly.
And women, if you're a dirtbag on the inside, it shows eventually. Even if you look like an angel for the first 2 or 3 months, eventually your cracks start happening and whatever.
It's natural.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you could genuinely be looking for a nice guy. Find out 2 months later. This is one of my stories.
Oh, you have a story.
Find out 2 months later that somehow, I feel like this was a cop out, but still in love with his ex.
Oh, that's so weak.
Had a kid, and well, that's a very. I won't get into that. It's not very nice. Let me just say, I don't think it was necessarily his kid, but he was in denial. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
Pretty sure. From whatever. And then
Where we
the last thing? Oh yeah. He just, I don't know. He was just
enough said. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. But the first couple months, everything was fine. He never let me know that he was struggling so hard. All this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would have eventually become a nice person. He just needed to get through his stuff. But it was a mess. It was a mess. Like I'm sure.
No, I find it.
Sure he's doing okay.
I find it this. On and like you said, the other side of the street is guys do it too. I tease you and I tease women. Oh, I want to find a nice girl. I'm ready to settle down. I want to find the Mrs. Right. Really? Really? Where are you shopping for Mrs. Right? Because the last 4 dates I've seen you on are nowhere near anything right. Mrs. Unright. You need to start looking for, if you're going to, don't say you're going to look for something and then not do it. That's my biggest thing. I hate when people say they're going to do something and then don't do it. I like people that are dependable. Even if you fall short of something and you give your best effort at something, or you say, you make this declaration, this is what I'm going to do. And then 2 days in, you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, okay. Not to that extent, but I've been guilty of that.
Oh, we all have.
Yeah,
we all have. Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to dating, it is very hard to be that brave. And I think it takes time and experience, honestly, for a lot of people. Not everyone's like this. Some people just jump into dating and, I'll find it. And they actually know what they want and they actually look for it. Just takes time, whatever. But then there's like maybe the other 50% of us that's probably that big of a divide who are just like, oh yeah, I really want that, but I don't know how to. It's a growth thing.
I find that
it's learning and growth.
It is. It's just part of growing up.
But you can't help but complain about it because you are unhappy.
Yeah.
In the moment.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should complain a little less. Let's just put it that way. But like,
sure.
You can't. Sometimes if you just say it, it's kind of like throwing a boomerang out. Like you hope if you say it, somehow it comes back to you at some point.
True.
It won't be immediate, but it'll come back at some point.
Yeah. Some guys play the game. Oh, I'm never going to find anyone. Like they say it to be like, okay, now it'll happen. And it's like, you got to be sincere. Like you can't just be like, well, this is
anti-magic.
A magic trick. Yeah.
That's like anti-magic though.
Let's call it
you have to put out good vibes.
Let's call it a tragic trick. What do you think?
No.
Matt, come on. I love playing his own words.
It's not that tragic. It's pathetic.
Okay.
Like tragic and pathetic. There's a big difference between the two.
A sad trick. Okay. Oh, I tried. But
why give up if that's what you want? Why are you giving up?
Some people they're able to turn it on and off and they'll be like, all right, I'm looking now. And then boom, they find someone and they're locked in. Other people, they look and they look and they look. I don't know. I think you see it more with women who are like, they're just like, I can't find it. I just have no success. I'm never gonna, because I think tell me what you think here. I think the what would you call that? Men, their instincts are to not settle down. Their instincts are to not be even with one person, with one girlfriend. I think because the miscons. I mean, if a guy does something, it's like, oh hey, cool, but a girl does it, it's like, oh, she's awful. It's like there's double standards. They shouldn't be, but there are.
Right.
But I think women more have this internal desire for the most part to settle down quicker than men do. And I think that's why a lot of times you see an age difference too, where men are older than women because they're not quite ready yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole nature versus nurture thing, which
Ooh.
for sure.
Mhm.
So, but I think it's both. I think there are people, men and women, who absolutely should never settle down.
Yes.
Maybe I kid you not though. Like some people like that would be great parents. Some of them are, but they don't want to be married, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Some people don't ever want to have kids, don't ever want to get married, but they do it anyway.
Yes. I know. I know.
That I don't understand. You don't want to get married? Don't. I mean, don't break someone's heart. Like,
Well, don't feel like an obligation that you have to.
yeah, and don't. Yeah, I could go on with a bunch of don'ts about that. But all of that's fine. Like, just don't get married. If you don't want to get married, you don't actually want to settle down. You want to be with as many people as you want to be with. Don't get married. It's very simple.
But don't because to your point, don't get married and then still try to live that life.
No,
because we've seen
unhappy. Stop.
what are you doing? Yeah.
But because you're also making it's not just about you. Like you're hurting someone else when you do that. Like and people anyway. I'm gonna try not to go on.
It's fun. This is a cheery podcast,
I know, right?
I'm supposed to have fun
but more to your point about so my point was nature versus nurture. So yes, I think we are different. We are very, very similar. Men and women are very, very similar. A lot of people like to say we are so different. We're not. We're not that different. I think deep down, it's personality types for sure. I think it's a very general statement, but it's true. And then there's also the fact that yes, you could feel that way deep down about how everything that's female and two legs and moves and is of the appropriate age and consenting. I hope. That's fair game.
It's a lot of boxes to check these days.
Well, maybe those are good boxes to check. Just saying. Those are the right boxes.
And the girl's like, well, he bought me a drink, so okay, yeah, that's the only box she's got to check.
Yeah, really? No, not really. But okay.
Maybe you're not into that, but they're
really not. I don't think that. I didn't ask for it. Why are you bought anyway? It doesn't matter. That's different.
That's why I don't buy Val drinks. To this day, I don't buy you drinks.
Finish my damn point. This is taking like 20 minutes. No.
I'm on YouTube now. I can roll my eyes on YouTube.
I'm getting my train of thought back. Hang on a second.
Get there.
You interrupted me.
I never interrupt.
But I also think that whole idea of men are supposed to just do whatever is female two legs and appropriate age. But don't interrupt.
Go ahead.
I think that yes, there is an instinct and it's stronger in some than others, but I also think that it's reinforced as you grow up. You're around other men and they're like, oh, it's normal. Oh, it's normal. Instead of reinforcing the fact that, like if that's not who you are and you want to be with just one person and you don't want to do all this other stuff, do that. It's always more of this one idea. To me, this is what I've seen. It's always more reinforcing of this one idea of just do whatever, do whoever.
No, that's a bad. But
I feel like that's much stronger
principle
than the settle down argument.
I agree. I think as it's kind of been. You're right. There has been this attitude of do whatever you want. I think that is a dangerous, slippery slope. I think it is good for men. Men's nature is not a great nature, like naturally, for the most part.
Some aspects of womanhood that aren't great either.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah. And I think what's interesting is you constantly hear like men with their physical things, whether it be I don't know, fighting or pursuing lots of women. But what I'm saying is, you hear men a lot of times, hey, you guys got to control that rage. You got to control that desire. Women, what's something women do more than like men? Are they gossipers more than men? Are they?
No,
they're not.
Absolutely not.
You're kidding.
You guys, as soon as a woman leaves her room, if it's a guys, as soon as a woman leaves her room, what happens?
Oh, yeah, play this game.
What happens?
Well done, buddy. Hey, man, good for you, buddy. Oh man, what is that?
Okay. What else happens if it's like?
I don't know. You tell me.
You guys all know the same people.
Val, when you leave the room, this is what men say.
Well, don't even. We're not talking about me. We're generalizing here, but absolutely, I think men are just as big, if not bigger, gossipers than women. Men
aren't that interesting. Men aren't that like.
But it's usually sexual, like the gossip stuff that you guys will go on about. It's usually sexual. Oh man, did you hear?
Did you hear what?
Did you hear who my buddy did? Like,
oh my! What do you say? That's a creepy. That's a creepy voice, by the way.
That's how you guys sound.
But that's the thing. Like, okay, you remember that episode of Friends? You remember episode of Friends when it's Rachel and Monica and Phoebe, and they're talking about what the night Ross and Rachel had, and then Ross, please, you guys out there, please don't cancel my man card for this, but it's just something I remember. When the guys are talking about the night that he and her had, they're sitting there eating pizza, and they say like 3 words each. It's like he's like, yeah, and then I kissed her, and they're like, oh, cool. That's real. That's how guys actually talk about.
That doesn't make them less gossipy. They're still sharing the same information. Rachel's was just
they want details and blah blah blah. Men are like, hey, how'd it go? This is how it goes. Hey, how'd it go with what's her name the other night? Oh, dude, it was good.
No,
it's good. And that's it. That's all. That's how men talk. That's exactly how they talk.
I'm not saying that you guys talk about details. That doesn't make anyone more gossipy or less gossipy. It's just as much gossip happening.
Ooh, I disagree. I do think there are men who gossip, but I think the overwhelming majority is I don't know.
You guys it's different communication style.
Gossip is
information. Okay.
Gossip is a woman's currency. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You have many forms of currency.
There are so many times I've been around women who will share something like that, and they're like, I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
So listen to me. I can't believe I just said that. When guys share information like that, oh, all right, well, let's just stop.
Here was a question.
But they don't feel bad about it. I feel like some guys don't feel bad about that kind of stuff at all. However, there are no. I do not think women are worse than men. Not by
in gossiping. Okay, what's something? Okay, I'll.
Okay, just to go back to that Friends really quick. Just go back to that Friends example that you used. Just because if they're giving more details, listen to the way they're doing it. They're making it so much more romantic, right? Then Ross tells Joey and Chandler, and he kisses the woman that he's been wanting to kiss since he was in high school, and he's like totally faking how excited he is.
They are literally enjoying the pizza more than the details of the conversation about him scoring the previous night. Literally, that's
just because they're not enjoying the conversation the same way doesn't mean he's giving them less information than Rachel did.
Oh, okay. Then I'll put it to you then. What is something women do worse than men? How about that? Go ahead. Give me an answer.
You really put me on the spot.
Well, it's so hard to think about these things.
I have an idea of.
I threw out gossip. Give me something. How about?
We've talked about this. Men are clearly bigger gossipers.
I think umpires. Hang on. I think umpires are bigger gossipers. I don't think men in general are bigger gossipers.
It's a risky thing to say considering your audience, but okay.
I mean, umpires talk. We are umpires are junior high school girls.
I don't think it's just umpires. I think it's people who all know each other within a certain circle of friends or associates or whatever.
Still, name a weakness of women. I want to hear.
Why are you kidding me?
Fellas, see how hard it is?
No, you're baiting me.
Give me something. I'll give you a ton of examples of things men are worse at.
Okay, maybe you'll give me an idea about something.
Oh, so you want me to just start going through the list?
You brought it up. Yes, I do want you to go ahead first.
Yes. In general, I think men are worse at we shall say fashion, like what you wear. I will say most men are like, what? This is fine. This is plenty. This is good. Men are.
You've amazing
men are
at it, though.
typical. I'm
You
wearing
got
a
much
t-shirt.
better.
Men are generally, not always, worse at probably cooking and general maintenance of the house. It's not that a man can't dust or clean something. It's like they don't have the vision. Like I don't have the vision to be like, oh, this needs to be cleaned. I can do it. It's just like the thought process is just like, oh, I didn't think to do that. I should have done it. Now I do the dishes. There's other things I do. You're really good. You vacuum, you clean the couches, you do a bunch of things that I wouldn't even think to do.
Because I see dirt. That's me personally.
You see it though. I don't see. That's my point. Is the vision. I don't think men have the vision that women do. As far as
I disagree. I do disagree with that for a lot of reasons, but I think some of it, a lot of it, has to do with the way men and women are brought up, and I think it is different. I don't think that we all are brought up the same way. You grew up with a brother. I grew up with two sisters. Well, mainly one sister and then one, much younger other sister. But my dad never taught me how to fix a car, or tried to. He never tried to teach me how to change my own oil. However, I know how to scrub the hell out of an oven. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which is whatever. It's labor. It's labor.
I think men in general mature later than women.
No,
So men are very immature. Men are a 25-year-old man generally is way more immature than a 25-year-old woman.
But I also think that they're kind of reinforced, not all the way. I do think that our brains do develop differently, but that's been like the argument for a long time. But it's not that different, and it's also, it doesn't take men that much longer. They just think that that's been an excuse that's been used for a very long time.
No, I don't think it's an excuse. What I think it is if a guy who's 25 and has a part-time job and loves playing video games, eventually he's going to be like, well, man, I want to go on some dates. I need to learn how to dress appropriately. I need to have nicer.
He's also been allowed to do all of that.
Well, anyone's allowed to do whatever they want.
Until he has to settle down, let him do it. With girls, it's different. We're expected to settle down. So it's like,
that was my point like 10 minutes ago. Like in general, the nature, the nature of men, the nature of women. It's not to say women can't go out and have a good time and do whatever, but men in general, it's not in their nature to just be like, okay, settle down. That's why marriage and family is good. It's really good for everybody, but it's good for men specifically because it's like bringing it together for them. I think it's more natural for women. Not all, but I think it isn't more natural.
No, there's a lot of women who.
It's not saying it's an independence thing or anything. I'm saying it's a good thing for men to. They call it. I'm sorry, but they call it settling down for a reason. For the most part, it is men settling down their behavior. Let's be honest. No,
it's too general. I don't think marriage is good for all men or all women. There's a lot of women where marriage and family has been incredibly detrimental. And unfortunately, if you ever heard the phrase generational trauma, it's contributed to that. Like if any one of the two parents should not have settled down because of their nature. But like, I'm talking mainly this has happened in this like 50s, 60s, 70s where that pressure was there to settle down.
You did it because you're supposed to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. And that's a bad reason to do that.
It's bad for everybody. It's not just bad for men.
I think
it's bad for women. It's bad for everybody.
I think it's good to want that, to desire that, because you're at least looking for that. But some people just do it, not to take away from a few minutes ago, but they do it just to check a box. Well, I'm 30, I'm 35, I'm supposed to get married.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
And I hated that idea. Yeah. I've hated that idea since I was a kid. People try to tell me, you're supposed to get married. Like supposed to.
And
I was like, get out of here. Like I'm not doing it because I have to. No.
Do it because you want to.
Well, and literally since I was a kid, the one thing that, I've always wanted was to find the person I was going to be happy with. And I didn't think that would happen. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the easiest person. I know that.
Her words, not mine. I didn't say a word.
Do not play this episode during a fight. I'll throw the phone at you. No, but I think what you said is kind of a big generalizing statement.
Well, I said that.
Yeah, but it's not really correct.
Why? Because I said it?
No, of course not. No, it's too broad. And it's encompassing like everybody. There's really men. If you can't behave right, don't start a family. It's not that settling down will make you.
I
And
agree with you.
to be fair, I've heard plenty of people tell me that as soon as they had kids, they fixed their stuff instantly. But they didn't fix it for their spouse or their girlfriend or their partner, whoever, whatever you want to say. They didn't fix it for their partner, which to me is really, really messed up. It shouldn't take a kid to make you a functional, healthy, loving.
I think the bottom line is commitment. If you're going to commit to somebody, that's it. You're committing to somebody. If you're not willing to do that, then don't commit. But some people want to play both sides of the fence. All I'm saying is I think it's good that something pushes men to commit. I think it's good because some guys would play around forever and that's not necessarily good. Some will and they can, and it's like, okay, it is what it is.
Right. No, and some people do it out of obligation.
I know.
And that causes, well, we all know.
We all know.
This is kind of a.
We went off on the subject. We did. It's interesting.
It got a little dark.
It's dark, but it's good to talk about it. And I don't know. I find it interesting.
I honestly think pressure on either gender to settle down and start a family when you are not willing, ready, or able is not fair.
I've also heard this, and this is a job thing. It's not necessarily because it's always something I question within myself, no matter what I'm doing, a job, school, relationship, anything. I don't think I'm ready. I'm like, I'm not ready. But deep down, I mean, someone once told me it was a job thing, but he's like, hey, no promotion I ever got, I thought that I was ready for. And that stuck with me. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, no, not too many people. There are some that are super comfortable being like, oh man, I'm ready. Let's do this. It's like for a lot of us, there is this doubt. Am I ready for this? Can I do this relationship? Can I move in with someone? Man, can I take this job? I don't know how long it took me to take those steps. And I don't think I'm the outlier here. I think,
not
at
all.
So
I think everyone gets nervous about progress and change.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Not everyone, but a lot of people.
You graduate high school and all of a sudden, hey, you're an adult. Here we go. It's like, wait a minute. What do you mean? Wait
I went to community college and I still felt nervous.
Well, me too. I was walking around going, wait, what is this? Oh, we don't have to go to class. Oh, no one's going to hold your hand. Like it's just, you got to grow up in a hurry. And some people don't, they take their time, and that's, it is fine. Hopefully everybody does grow up at some point.
Yeah, that you don't have to either.
It took me into my 30s to move out and there were other reasons why and everything, but to move out with my dad. I mean, I just got a job almost a year ago that I'm happy with. It's steady. I was kind of chasing a dream before that. I mean, things come in different time frames than we're used to. The things you're supposed to do don't always go that way. For some it does. But anyway, what I want to talk about now is, since we're kind of saying goodbye to this house, you guys are hearing this Friday morning. This is Thursday night. We were tired. We weren't sure we're going to still do this, but I was like,
I'll be honest, I'm sorry if it got dark, guys.
We got to do it.
End of our day, and we went to about 6, I think, different stores today. We're little wipes. So you
want to move in together?
Good morning.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing us on Friday.
Oh, or this weekend. Jeez.
Happy drive to work.
Why do you keep cheersing me?
I don't know.
You're not supposed to do this. Why do we do it one time? Like, I get it one time, but like every single drink you get a cheers.
Why are you a cheersing gatekeeper?
I'm asking, like, we have to do this every time? Like,
yeah, all the time.
Oh.
New rule for the new
house. No. I de-submit my application or whatever it was.
You're right. It's a little excessive.
Oh, but I have a lot of sportsy things. One of my favorite things is our doormat. It's the shape of home plate and it says home on it. I love that thing. I've had it at like 3 different houses now, and it's going to continue. And hopefully you allow me other things to be on walls and things.
Some sports stuff. We'll see.
It keeps me motivated. It keeps me passionate. Anyway, about the Eastvale house, since we're saying goodbye this Sunday, we'll be back to pick up a few things, but we've had 2.5 years here. Yeah. We've had countless football Sundays, fight nights on Saturday nights. We've had, we just had we hosted a Christmas here 2 years ago. Yeah. That was, you nailed it. Homemade lasagna.
Good stuff.
Man, we had a ton of people here.
And your cousins brought some amazing.
They did. I mean, when you and I were the first 2 people that walked into this house in January of 18, and we walked in and we're like, we'd seen a few houses. Remember we were seeing like 10, 20 houses out here?
I think 5 houses that whole day.
Yeah.
Because I think as a group effort, we all saw probably at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
At least. And then we saw the bar in this one.
And please don't think we're alcoholics. We enjoy a daiquiri or two, but no, Val's out of control. But we walked in there and it had this nice room, and I was like, "There's an actual bar there." And then,
the only thing missing was the sink. Like for real, the only thing missing was a sink.
And you just start looking at the walls, and you're like, TV here, TV there, pool table here. I will never leave home. This is awesome.
I know that one day you're gonna want a wall of just TVs. What is it like?
At least 2.
Wall?
At least 2. Well, I don't know. I mean, heaven. What may?
Not happening. No, I'm sorry. Even if we somehow win the lottery.
I'm not saying lots of TVs. I'm saying like 2 on the wall, because there's generally at least 2 games you want to keep an eye on.
4. How about that?
4.
I'll allow 4.
We're recording this.
But we better be rich as hell.
Okay.
I mean,
well, because typically
I have like the nicest car.
Get what you want.
You can have
and an island, and whatever, and a tiara. What else?
A Versace suit.
See, what?
I don't even know if that's a thing.
We want a bar and multiple TVs on the wall. That's like pretty universal. Like that's awesome. So
not
well, I'm saying men in general. So but we had the pool table downstairs, the dartboard my brother bought for us for the house, and that's been cool. I mean, it's been that area, that common area we've all kind of socialized has been great. We've all seen each other, cooked a ton of great breakfasts in the kitchen, mostly out.
So many meals. That's a great kitchen.
Mm-hmm. The big island there. I mean, and then of course this studio. Last year, we weren't sure what to do with this room. Our room's here. There's a guest room over here that has a lot of my clothes just because the rooms are small. We don't have a master room like our roommates do. And so
it was a storage room forever. We just had random stuff in here.
This was a storage.
To be fair,
we still do. We still do. Looking around. I mean,
but it had no purpose.
This was a storage room, and we were like, what are we going to do with this? And then I kind of got this idea to do a podcast, and then March of 2020 hit, and it's like, well, I guess we got time now. And I was looking back at the podcast, and I was like, I started in April of 2020. I started doing one 5 days a week. And then it did that up until the fall when I started doing one 3 days a week, and need a break soon. I don't think it's going to be next week. I was thinking about that. Stay tuned. Keep your eyes on social media. I may take next week off to kind of work on the move. But this room has been special. Done a ton of podcasts in here. You've done lessons and podcasts and conversations with friends in here. I mean,
yeah,
every room in this house is special.
Yeah, every single room has memories for sure. Especially the bar. Let's be honest. We've hosted things in that bar.
Yeah, it's not just us sitting down there getting plastered. I mean, it's
do that often. He's making it sound like we do that
almost never. No. I'm saying my point is, to your point, like we've had people over, people come up and they're like, oh man, this is cool. And people naturally flock to that area. You start pouring margaritas or whatever, and a lot of jokes. And it's fun. It's a friendship and fellowship. And this house has been special. And I didn't really know where Eastvale was a few years ago. And now I'll always remember it. I mean, this has been a very special place.
I completely agree. Like, the only thing I regret is not hiring a professional bartender for one of our parties.
One time.
That bar, just the one time, that would have been cool. But we're going to set up a nice little bar in our own spot now. It'll be very.
We actually, we made the
You have to remember, we're very spoiled.
We are. There's so much space in here. Even for 2 couples, this is, I mean, a ton of space. And so we're going to a very tiny spot. You and I will be, it's not tiny, but it's smaller compared to this.
It is, of course, smaller. This is for 2 people. Like, say it was just us in here.
Yeah.
This is a mansion.
There's a lot of rooms, but but even, I mean, the living room, we watched some movies late night down there, the patio, we were fighting the flies, but like the fountain and the cigars, there's all kinds of fun stuff. The fire pits, the s'mores and things.
Patio at our new place. Like we have room, we have things,
we're going to make it work. We're gonna make it work. It's smaller.
Absolutely.
No, and we can't have the massive parties like we used to. We did here. Your Halloween party. I always loved my Christmas parties. I love my Christmas. It wasn't just we hosted Christmas. We also had a Christmas party,
Right.
which was a blast. So those things might have to be smaller or whatever.
I don't
But
think we have to downscale that much. I think we can make it work. I think it's a really good situation for us, especially as we're trying to, you know, I can't even say, like, I think we're gonna try to look for something a little bigger, maybe Inland Empire area, that for next, like, in a year, but it's still a good space.
Yeah,
I'm happy with it.
I'm looking forward to it. It's got bumps and bruises, but so do we.
Oh, I know.
You know,
it's me. It's me. When I see an empty space, all I look for is flaws. Like, it's my fault. That's why.
Sounds like our second date.
Stop it.
Okay.
That's why he's saying a lot of this. It's because, like, my dad's a contractor, and then I was very good friends with someone who was as well, and I hate them both for teaching me things.
I am so like, yeah, that's fine. Get it. I don't care.
I'm not.
She's like,
what
what color? I'm like, I don't care about the color.
I will spend a week on furniture. I will. Oh my God. I know it's not okay. Maybe okay. You asked earlier some of the not so great traits of women. Some of us can be nitpicky.
Okay, there you go. You did it. Well done.
It's not like I was gonna have to dread you put me on the spot. Like, what was I?
I know, but it's fun. It's just fun. It's fun.
Yeah, you do have to give up one to get one. Like, that's not fair. Hey, tell the worst thing about your gender.
Hey, this is the Get Home Safe podcast. Nothing's off limits.
Yeah, I don't feel safe. Okay, but whatever.
I don't know how many times I've said, "Hey Val, Hey Val, I'm gonna go record again." She's like, "Okay." She rolls her eyes. Like, all right, no, I'm kidding. You've been very supportive.
Oh, yes, I am. I think it's amazing.
I generally record when you're gone, but no, I appreciate that. I do, because when I didn't know what the heck, I still don't, but I am happy that that I got a little bit of a following, that the conversations are fun. Last week, the week before, I get some other great ones already lined up. It's fun talking to people.
Yeah.
And it's fun talking to you and having you on here, because I think people see us kind of, this is our third time, I think. Maybe fourth. You were one of my earliest guests because proximity. And then January 1st. Yeah. I was
available and you were desperate.
Yeah. Which was the reverse of how we met. Yeah. So January 1st, thought that was fitting. And then
we were both probably desperate.
well, I don't know that far.
That was a horrible joke. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. But asking, like, I wanted to have you on in like April, and like once every 3 or 4 months, I thought would be cool, but it just turned into, here we are. The timing worked out fine.
Yeah.
Right after our anniversary, right as we're moving into a new place together.
Well, and then the funny thing is, like, the new job that I got in December, I was hired by a temp agency first, and then I was officially hired 3 months ago yesterday. And so yesterday was my 90-day review. But it's the end of the month and I'm in sales, and so we're trying to like close out the month first, and then anyway. But it just all kind of coincided, and I'm like, okay, wow, new place, hopefully raise, and anniversary, all kind of together, actually all on the same day.
What a good day at work. Yeah. How about that?
No, and I love my boss. She was so
cool.
She's the one who, I didn't even have to bring it up. She's like, you know what, I'm so sorry I missed you yesterday. I'm like, I like you. You didn't even make me bring it up. That's awesome.
And you have a little bit more of a commute because you were fortunate here. It was like a few miles up the road.
6 miles. I could have ridden my bike to work every day if I had just not been so lazy.
But you're going to have to get up a little earlier. So here's another tough thing, guys. I want you to understand it. I've said it on the podcast before, but Valerie and I, our schedules are very, very different.
Opposite.
Totally opposite. And Thursday's the only day. Well, I'm off Thursdays and Sundays.
Evenings. Yeah.
So, and I work 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. She works 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So do the math there. There's not a whole lot of seeing each other during the week, whether it's Thursday night, Saturday nights, I'm off a little earlier. So we can usually watch a fight or have dinner. And then Sunday is our only day together. So
full day.
Yeah. So that's how kind of things go. And we enjoy going to we had a great time going to see Bill and the gang, Aldini and Beck. Saw them last week. That's always the butcher. Oh my God.
We don't drink. Like, we used to, because like at one point,
Like we
he
used
turned
to.
me and he's like, "You guys look wrecked right now. We look like we're about to fall asleep at the bar." And I just
Shut up.
realized,
When was this?
You don't. Well, see, this is my point. You don't even remember him saying that to us.
No,
Yeah.
those guys, they're out of Val's out of control.
We had been drinking for 7 hours.
When?
Sunday.
Oh, that was this week?
That was this
Oh,
week.
pardon me. I don't remember that.
And freaking, he turned to us at one point. He's like, "You guys look like you are just done." And I'm like, I'm a little
We're hanging in.
like,
We're hanging in.
No, we weren't.
We're not
We were
quitters.
really-
We're going for the medal. We're not quitting. Don't quit.
And he wasn't wrong. Like,
Simone.
it was way too much booze.
We were enjoying ourselves.
But
It was
when
fun.
we
It was
first started dating, we would have been like ready to go another 4 or 5 hours at that point.
we were in good shape, good drinking shape
Ugh,
when we first met.
our tolerance was.
It was rough. Well,
And I always forget when we hang out with them, if it's longer than 3 hours, we better go take like a Pedialyte.
we're
or something.
hanging out with cops, which is fun, but yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it
so much fun, but-
man, it wears on you. Yeah,
Ooh.
after a month, you're like, oh, what have I done? But no, it's been fun. I've enjoyed time with our friends. It's fun that we still hang out. We still are very close with the friends that actually set us up.
Yeah.
Aldini and Beck, and then
Bill.
Mr. Bill Barnes. So
Yeah.
and what an overachiever that guy is. How
We
about
talk-
Donna?
he listens to this
I know he
podcast.
does. I know he does. And most of the people listening know who Bill Barnes is. And I got so many comments. Wow, Bill and his new girlfriend Donna, who's actually
It was
cool.
Way too good for him.
Way too good. We
so-
hung out with her
Bill,
Saturday.
This is not talking shit. This is just pure fact. She's way too good for you. Where's that camera? She's way too good for you. I don't know if he ever watches. I know he listens.
Oh,
Sorry.
he's
Donna?
gonna.
I hope Donna listens to this one. Hey, Donna.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
she will listen to this. I guarantee she
I
listens.
guarantee she'll listen to this. I like Donna so much.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Oh my gosh, girl. Just,
Hey, hang in there. Hang in there. No, hey.
Please stick around for us. We'll adopt you.
Bill has some good traits. He buys drinks, I'm sure.
I
And
love you, Bill.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm
we-
so mean.
if you can't tease Bill, he teases you, he teases me. It's all part of the fun. I guarantee any podcast listener out there, if you were out with us one time, you would laugh so much. You'd have such a good time.
Oh yeah.
Just sitting back and watching, because Bill, Aldini, us, we just
Butcher Rob.
that guy was crazy.
That guy should be on this podcast.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Ah,
I gotta record before like 10 a.m. so he's sober, but like because
try 7 a.m.
maybe 9 a.m.
Okay.
That guy's a lunatic. But he's retired now and he's got time.
I think he may have been made to retire.
He's retired. Let's just congratulate him, Val.
Congratulations, Val.
Congratulations, Bob, Butcher Bob. Anyway, Val, I'm gonna miss this
Did
house.
I say Butcher Bill?
Butcher Bill.
I did. I'm sorry.
We'll come up.
Yes, I will miss this house very much.
I will. It's been a really fun time. I'm looking forward to creating new memories with you. We'll do a new podcast. We're not going to wait 7 months this time. We'll do one in a month or two to be like
For my birthday.
update.
A month and a half.
birthday, which is, I'm kidding. September 15th, fellas. September 15th. Can't forget it.
Exactly when your birthday is.
I know you do. I just said September 15th. I was kidding. I know your birthday. I got to,
You know.
anyway, but you know what's going to be cool? We actually got a kitchen table. We bought one tonight. And
It's a cool freaking
a
table.
cool, it looks like
It's like
something out of a
industrial. It's
dungeon.
not- Really?
I don't know. It looks cool. It looks like
Yeah,
a,
it
ooh,
looks cool. It's got stools instead of chairs, and for the space.
it's a round table like the knights. I like that.
You wanted a round table. And
I
was
did.
absolutely
Like-
against it. I wanted a rectangle.
King
but-
Arthur, man.
Jeebus, it's not that big, but
It's like 4 knights, not 12, but still, I wanted a knight, a King Arthur.
if you ever come home with this sword, I kid you not, I'll run you through with it.
What's wrong with swords?
Ugh, you with the sword. Actually no, anybody with a sword. This is not 1328.
How about a battle
Like,
axe? That'd be cool.
ornamental.
Or a giant shield. That's not even,
The
that's
shield's-
not even
shield's
offensive.
perfect. Shield's great.
That's not an offensive or offensive thing. That's a shield.
It's defense.
Exactly. And I like defense.
I can't believe we're talking about this right now.
How about one of those?
No,
What are the
I-
things the chain things with the like? What are those called?
It's not a mace. There's 2 different types of maces.
Swing the chain, it hits him in the head. I'm gonna get some swords. I'm gonna get some
Pretty sure it's-
spears, and
Why would you do that?
moving in with a young lady is awesome. You get to have all these ideas, and she shoots them all down.
None of it's practical. I don't know where the hell you expect me to put that, especially since we're trying to decide between 4 different like theme ideas for
Themes. Why is it going to be themes?
Because if I don't give us some kind of parameters, you will fill that house with so much crap.
I'm just saying
And
one
it's
little
almost all going to be sports.
one little sports area. That's all.
How am I supposed to relate in my own home with stuff I have no identity with? How? It's
Well-
like me putting bagpipe stuff everywhere.
We'll work on it. I'm fine with your
You would
bagpipe
not
stuff.
be.
I'm appreciative.
If it superseded your sports stuff, absolutely you would not be.
No.
Okay. I disagree.
That's gonna. Hey, stay tuned for an update in about a month or two. Maybe not
Actually,
a month.
We should post some pictures once we get everything up.
Yeah. There's we got some polishing to do, but we will definitely do that. We're planning. We can't have any huge gatherings probably, but we have different groups of friends where we were gonna be like, hey, you and your friends come over. You and your.
We only have 5 people over at a time. We could have people.
It's a submarine. It's very tight in there.
We all live in
Marine. Yeah, I know that's your jam.
It's not a submarine. Calm the heck down. No, that's not my jam.
Well,
no, it's going to be fine.
Stay tuned, guys. That's all I can say. Valerie, we've chatted. Bottom line is happy anniversary. 5 years with me. You deserve some type of medal. I don't know what it is. You're so humble.
Where's that one thing that Aldini sent you guys with the trophy? And
that was from our good friend Kevin Scarpio up in the high desert. A trainer, Mr.
Hey, Kevin, that was hilarious.
Yeah. A participation trophy. It's already in the boxes. Kevin's, it's already moved to the new place. One of the first things I grabbed.
Boxes. That's how special to their hearts.
I put those in the fridge now. We're gonna have to drink those before we leave.
Sorry, Kevin, but they're probably out.
It's Kevin's with a Z. Add a Z. I know.
Oh.
I called him Kevin for 10 years. And then I was like, oh, there's a Z at there's a Z at the end of their name. So when I coached him. So when I was coaching him, we just called him Z.
That's a cool nickname.
Because he had a random Z at the end of his name.
That's a cool nickname.
Like Mad Z.
Kevin's, I hope you think that was a cool nickname. I would have my name would have been Z, but anyway.
My man Z.
That's a cool nickname.
Thank you, Kevin's. We're gonna have and stay tuned, guys. Also, just kind of a public service announcement here. The new studio. So this has been the studio, right? And for those on YouTube, watching on YouTube, this room is going to be no longer because I've recorded 2 other long form interviews from this room that you guys will see in the near future. This episode will be out obviously July 30th. The episodes in August, there will be 2 remaining where you will see this room. But this is actually, other than that, those have already happened. This is the last official episode in the Eastfield studios here. And I thought I'd have on the lovely Valerie Byrnes to join me.
That's my house too.
It is. It's our house, babe, for 2 more days, and then we start a new journey.
That's so crazy.
I know. I this is weird. This whole
it happens so fast.
You know what? This whole growing up adulting thing it's cool, but it's very weird. It's so weird. Yeah. Like I started taking things off walls. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, oh, I'm moving. This is
almost instant regret. I'm like, dang it, this is such a
We're gonna have to start some part. All I know is we're moving just in time for football season, and some great fights. I know you're a fight fan, so we're gonna have some Saturday night fights at the house. UFC. It's gonna be.
We didn't even talk about the McGregor fight a few weeks ago.
Oh, your boy just dropped.
My boy.
Wow.
I told you when the fight started, I didn't think McGregor was gonna hack it, and I was completely right. First round broke his damn leg.
How come you can't look at the broken leg when it happens? It's too squeamish.
I'll look at blood all day.
Yeah.
Bones breaking? Are you kidding? He looked like Gumby. I wanted to know.
Doctor stoppage. That was funny.
Because I've broken bones.
Yeah.
And I know how much that hurts, and seeing someone else in that much pain, it's hard to watch. And yes, his it looked like putty.
Oh,
it was so bad.
Gotta love combat. Gotta love combat sports, huh?
I know.
Valerie Byrnes, it's late. You got to get to work early in the morning. I will be sleeping in since this episode will be out. But this is hey, it's been a not a rough week, but it's been somewhat stressful. Thank you for doing all you did. I know it was a team effort, and we got through it. We got a new place on Sunday. Cannot wait.
It happened so fast. It's not even been a full week that we got the notice that, oh, hey, yeah, please move in. We're like,
what? Huh? Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're paying 2 rents now. Fine, whatever.
We'll grind it out. But no,
a place.
a new journey I'm excited about with you. And for those listening, stay tuned. Look forward to the new studio. I have some ideas of how I'm going to record. Val's supportive, which is great. And I think it's going to be a new, comfortable looking studio for those watching on YouTube. So be sure to check us out on YouTube if you haven't already. And guys, say goodbye to the studio. I don't know if we're going to have the flag of honor anymore with every name of everyone lost in 9/11. I don't know where we're going to put that but I guarantee you this, the podcast will continue with great episodes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Valerie Byrnes will be back soon in a month or two with us to give us an update on the living arrangements. Excited, babe.
I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a really good time.
Love you. 5 years in, here we go.
5 years.
Time for a new step forward. So guys, thank you for listening. Any parting words of wisdom, Val?
Just be good to each other. I guess. Everyone treat each other well and have an amazing rest of your week.
Indeed. Guys, I'm not sure if I'll have episodes next week. I might take the week off, but be sure to follow us on social media so you are updated with all of that information. I will do my best, though, with the new studio to put it all together for new episodes next week. So, guys, have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your week. Let's see, July's almost over. Man, August. Here we go. Can you believe it? August 1st.
No, I can't.
Val's going to be 35 in a month and a half.
You're older than me.
I know I am, but I was trying to bring you to equal footing. So, happy birthday, Valerie Byrnes, in a month and a half, guys. We'll let you know where to send your cards and letters, but
or gift cards.
Oh yeah, or
don't do that,
or whatever, could be fun. Anyway, Val, thanks for doing this. This was a blast. I think something we're gonna look back on and be happy we did. So,
of course,
new beginnings. Well, new beginnings, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and as always, no matter what you're doing, whether you're out on the town or round in third base, get home safe.